It's been a while since I've done a video, and I thought about it this morning and I realized that I'm very much in need of a video. I had a good conversation with Kemba last evening, and the conversation came on the topic of relationships. And as I was thinking about relationships, and I was thinking about my relationships, my present relationships, and some of my past relationships, and when I talk about relationships, I mean not only just intimate relationships, like who I'm, you know, with, but also about who I hold space with, friends and colleagues and things like that. And one of the things that came up for me and that I've been sort of ruminating on for the last little while is the idea of relationships and my difficulties in relationships as it relates to truth. There's a theme that's been playing itself out with me for the last number of years. I'm sure more than 10, but I'll stay within 10 because that's all that I can really fully comprehend and grasp. I don't know what I was thinking at 7 necessarily, but I can speak for 17 to now. But truth. I have been in a number of relationships with individuals, friends, and lovers where the theme and the topic of betrayal emerged. Always. And for the longest time, I realized I made that about other people. I recently reconnected with someone who was a very, very, very close friend of mine. She and I were best of friends, and our friendship ended over my sense of betrayal in that relationship. And one thing I've come to realize in time is that that person was an archetype, and that until you heal the archetype, they will continue to reappear. So different person, different name, different face, different whatever, but they continue to reappear. There's something that I need to heal around betrayal and around truth. Something that I need to work on in order to create healthier and more whole relationships with people in my life. It's not an accident that I continue to experience in varying ways that sense of disappointment, that sense of betrayal around my relationships, and it speaks to something a lot larger. Recently, a close friend of mine, I learned some things about a close friend of mine, and it stuck me. Over the last week, I've been stuck around that. And I've been stuck around that because for this particular person, I had really elevated them in my mind, in my consciousness, to a place of untouchability. I had expected something from them. I had expected from this friend a way about being that was different and set apart from other people, that in time they eventually were not able to meet. And on this revelation recently around that, I've struggled because it brings me back again to this cycle that I have had to deal with, which is a sense of betrayal, a thing around truth, and also something around my expectations of people in my life. And expectations that not everybody can meet. And so while I don't absolve, the things that have gone on, it's not all in my head, but it is all in my heart. And I draw to me those persons and those experiences that best reflect the part in me that needs to be healed. I don't think it's an accident that I bumped into this old girlfriend recently. I don't think it's an accident. I think it's the universe telling me that there's something old that needs to be healed in order for me to move forward in a more positive way. And this reminder from the past and this reemergence in the present is all the universe saying, David, you need to deal with this. Your disappointment, your sense of betrayal, your sense of and righteousness around truth needs to be examined and worked through and healed in order for you to have a healthier experience of life. And so right now I'm going into a period of sort of just assessment, self-assessment and relationship assessment and figuring stuff out and what are my expectations of people? Why do I feel that certain people are not meeting them? And how am I implicated in that? Because the truth of the matter is that I'm not Mother Teresa either in my life. That there are things that I've done, that I've said, and thoughts that I've held that have been counter to um, goodness in all my experiences. Right? Like I don't walk, on water. So what what about this do you need to learn? Like what do you need to learn? What do you need to learn? Because the sense of anger, the sense of disappointment, the sense of betrayal it's older than this. It's older than this, and it's older than I likely even understand and know. And in order for me to move forward in the best way for me, I need to heal this. And so I'm in a process of trying to be radically truthful with myself. Radically truthful with myself. And radically truthful with other people too. And not pulling back and holding back from myself and from other people the things that I need to share. Um, this is going to be a work in progress. Actually, this is probably not going to be the last video on this topic. This is a work in process, and my friendships are in process, and these relationships are in process, and I hope that this brings me deeper into a better understanding of myself and my relationship to the only thing that matters, and that's spirit. So that's what I wanted to share, and yeah, we'll see. Stay tuned. Keep blessed.